Is it bugging? Let me see. It says I'm live. What the hell? Oh, it's live. Alright, Betty. Alright. Salute to the chat. Salute to everyone watching right now.
Here we go.
It's your boy, HadukenSharon. We are back with a new scenery. Because I'm doing OBS now. Because, I don't want to... I'm not trying to pay on StreamYard. You already know. But I was doing this either way, so... It is what it is. I finally set it up. Let me know how you guys think it looks. This is just the first step. I just had to do this so I go live. So I created myself this little overlay. Got the chat right below me. Got the Zoom right over there. Cully's in there right now. Say what up to my guy Cully. I got the logo on the top. Got some new stuff. Yes, you are live. Hello. No. I've always had this. I was just waiting on Zoom until I was forced to actually do it. But let me shout you guys out in the chat because I can't like pull messages up anymore, so I'm gonna just shout you guys out from you guys are saying in the chat. But shout out to Stefan, I see you. Frederick, my guy, Andrew K, Quiet Money, what's up? I appreciate you guys for showing support even like before the whole video in general went live. You guys always make sure to smash that like button. Geraldine too. What's up to Geraldine? I saw you in the chat earlier. He was here in the pre-chat, so shout out to him. Tonight, as you guys know it, we are gonna go against the Magic, but I'm kind of gonna go over the last game that we played against the Pacers. And I think I missed... Wait, actually, I don't think I missed the game versus the Hornets. Oh, no, I think I did. But, I mean, we'll just talk about the game for the Hornets, too, as well. I could pull that up, too, if anything. On the screen. Right here. It's the Hornets game right here on the bottom. Let me know if you guys can see. You definitely can see because I tried it out before. I did it, but right over here, you got... He says, salute, can't come on, hit these likes. Yeah, Guillermo, let me know how you feel about this, if it looks nice. I think it looks fine for now, but, oh, I missed some of y'all. Eric Surreal was good. PH Scissor was good. Stephen Fox, salute. If you guys want to be on the panels, let me know. I'll send you a link. Like, send me your email or anything. Me having, I think, one more person on later on, if anything, but shout out to everyone that's watching right now. We actually hit... I'm actually surprised because I was at like 196, but I had like after me and Cully did that one-on-one for like an hour and a half and went out whatever. A lot of people watched it after, so a good amount of people made sure to smash that like button. So we at 204 now. So that's another goal. So shout out to everyone. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, that's another little milestone right there. So shout out to you guys. Dripmore was good. Stephen Fox again. What's up? Eric Surreal, I see you guys. Eric Surreal said, "What's up, Cully?" Okay, I see you guys, Stefan did as well. All right, so we're gonna get right into
salute.
it. Yeah, Robert Parr was good. Josh was good. Josh, was good. Hadouken in the chest. Salute. What's up? White Falcon, White Falcon is in here. What's good, White Falcon? Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. You see it up here. Make sure to do everything up here. Whenever you get the chance, it's all free. So make sure to do so too, because I know a lot of people miss out on the notifications. But let's get into the game versus the Hornets real quick. And then we're going to transition to the Pacers, and then we're going to go to the Magic. So, first of all, we played the Hornets. It was like, I think it was on Friday. It was on Friday, I'm pretty sure. Played the Hornets. We lost by 8 points. Kemba actually had 26 points this game. He had a really good game. RJ Barrett, he played only 26 minutes, but the last 4 games, he's been struggling from the field. He's been taking mostly good shots, obviously with a few ill-advised ones, but he's been taking mostly good shots. But he's in a little shooting slump right now, and he just hasn't been looking good offensively. But yeah, him and Randall and Evan Fournier have continued to struggle from the field. They just haven't really looked the best the last few games, especially the starters all in their own way. They just haven't really looked the best. But over here you see Randall. He went 4 for 15. 8 rebounds, 5 assists. That's the good part of his stats. But he had 5 turnovers as well, 4 turnovers, and only 10 points. RJ Barrett only scored 2 points this game. Just bad. You can't have your guy. You can't have your number 1 and 2 score 10 points and then 2 points. That's just horrible to look at. To be honest, it's not the best thing to happen. Trade Randall for PG-13 White Falcon. I already knew that was coming. I was just waiting. Sincere the Genius was good. Yeah, we'll get to 500 slowly but surely. I'm chilling out. Nice layout. Good job. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Let me see who else in the chat. Andrew K said we got our defense back. See that is the title of the thing. We're going to talk about that with Cully later on, and I think Freezy is going to pop in a little bit maybe, so we'll see that too. M Grady said nice, always using facts in your analysis. I appreciate it, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out, trade your starting vets for PG-13. That's not gonna happen. He's an MVP candidate. But I did agree with you last year that PG was very good, and people really didn't look at him much, which I feel like was just sad because he's always been good, but he's had trouble a few times during the playoffs, and he's finally showed out last year and started playing like he was in his Pacers days. Chris B, salute. Josh says, shout out to Hadouken, aka Goombo from Yo, you're actually messed up, and I know exactly what that is. Yo, you're actually funny. Nah, chill out. Alright, but next up, I mean, if you want to, we're gonna talk about it after Cully, but I'm just gonna go over the stats and you just say whatever you thought from the Hornets game. Mitchell Robinson, 4 for 5. He's always shooting a high percentage most of the time. The good stat from him here, another one, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Just good to see, because he really shoots horribly from the field. 6 rebounds, 1 block, only 2 fouls. But he also had 11 points, 3 offensive rebounds. 3 offensive rebounds, which is good to see. Evan Fournier, again, only 26 minutes. He's getting less minutes right now. 2 for 6 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. 5 points. And by the way, a common trend, just look at the right side. The starters have been negative for most of the time we've been losing. They've all been negative, and the bench has been positive, which is something that's been a constant trend the last few games, and it better switch up today because the team we're going against, their offensive rating is not really that good, and their percentages are low. Kemba, which was a highlight of this game, 9 and 19, 4 for 9 from 3, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. He had 26 points in 30 minutes. He started off hot. He cooled down a little bit, but he kept making buckets. But it was just not enough to get us back into this game. Taj Gibson, even though he didn't score as much, Taj Gibson has been so good. He used his 5 fouls. He's been fundamentally sound. He's our best fundamental big man. If you didn't know already, you should have been known, especially since he's been here this is also his 3rd season here. So he does good for us on the defensive end. We're not really looking at him to score too much, and he still gets his boards here and there and his defensive stops. But he did have 4 turnovers. Alec Burks, who I've been critical about, is finally stepping up the last few games. 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals, and he also had a block. He went 6 for 12 and went 3 for 6 from 3. He did good this game. I got to give him credit, but this is what I want to see from him. I'm not telling him to go crazy every single game, but I need him to be consistent to a certain degree. Derrick Rose only played 17 minutes. He shot 50% from the field. He did what Derrick Rose does. He was good. Emmanuel Quickly, who everyone was giving up on. This wasn't like his best highlighted game, but he went 3 for 8, 3 for 7 from 3. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 9 points. Obi Toppin, 3 for 9. 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and 7 points in 15 minutes. Cully, you want to say anything about how the team was, like stat-wise or anything like that from this game?
Right, you can hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Go ahead.
They can hear me too?
Yeah.
Oh, so stat-wise, that's a good question. I really don't got much to say. I really rather go by
like the Evan, RJ, and Randall. Like the 3 right there have been struggling from the field. Like, what is up with that?
Yeah, they've been. I think because they don't. Well, I can't fault one or the other. I think it's more so a thing of you know, I would say it's a thing of maybe I do want to say they don't know who to run through, but I don't want to say that. Um, I think they're just out of rhythm. I think some of them are just Fournier. I can't really explain for Fournier, but um, Randall's not really off ball, even though he looks better off ball. I don't know why he's been struggling. They looked good when they ran the pick and roll and the pick and pop. They looked good again when they did it that game. RJ, I don't think RJ's. I mean, he could play off ball, but I don't think like I don't think it's like working for him anymore. I think he has to be like initiated more in offense.
Yeah,
Like in order for him to get going, I think he has to. I don't think it's like the off ball. I don't think the off ball thing is going to work again. And Fournier, I don't know. I think Fournier will get it together again sometime soon.
my bad about the noise in the back. You know, I'm in the corner. I already said this many times, but you know there's gonna be some of that. But yeah, Randall. I don't think it's more about him being off ball because I feel like he's been like he's okay at it, but I just think he's just off shooting wise. Evan Fournier is overthinking his shots a little bit too much. Like he's giving up a lot of shots that he's getting set up for, and he's just missing wide open shots. And the same for RJ. RJ is that guy that you need to get in the flow of the game. And I just feel like with the lack of identity in our offense, like it's making him struggle a bit more. Um, I feel
Right.
like that's like one factor too for everyone in general. That's why we see guys struggling a good amount recently. Um, but I feel like that's the main thing with us right now that I think we really need to flip around. Um, Andrew K said IQ looked nice. He's been looking nice the last 4 games. Um,
Right.
Quiet Money says salute Cully. What's up? What's up?
What up, Quiet Money? What up, bro?
Samir, salute. D'Angelo is here. I don't know if you're new, but shout out to you. Salute. Hope everything is good with you. Um, Andrew K said Obi can really put on a show. Obi, even though he scored 4 points last game, we're gonna go over that in a bit. He looked like he impacted the game more than that. So he has been good. The only thing I will say, and Stephen Fox, we've been talking about this a lot. Obi is shooting so bad from the 3 point line. Like you barely see him shooting threes anymore because he just can't hit it. He's just been
Yeah.
so awful at it. New
It's
York be
actually
New York. Frederick said New York be New York, and yeah. And I'm in Brooklyn though, but still, yeah. Um, IQ balling, yeah, it's loud noises, yeah, yeah. Well, shout out to you guys in the chat. We got 24 in here. Shout out to you guys. All right, continuing on with the stats, we're just gonna go on to look at the Hornets. Gordon Hayward. We're gonna talk about this too, since we're talking about Gordon Hayward. 9 for 17 from the field. He didn't hit a 3-pointer. 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, and he had 22 points. I'm gonna say this right now. RJ Barrett that game. Even Tibbs told him to wake up. He screamed out loud. He said, "Wake the f up," because RJ was like he was getting beat backdoor pause by
Oh
Gordon
my
Hayward
god.
so much that game. Like
Mm.
he was like on other guys, like he was playing pretty decent defense, but he was playing so bad against Gordon Hayward. He literally couldn't stay attached to him at all. He was just getting free buckets every single time. So I will say RJ Barrett's defense, the last few games has been like not that good. Like compared to the beginning, like the first like 10 game sample, like the last 4 haven't really been the best. And his offensive game as well has been struggling. Miles Bridges continuing on having a crazy good season. 8 for 17 from the field. He didn't really hit too many. Like his 3 point shot was a little off, but he hit 3. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He had 24 points. He was the leading scorer for the Hornets. Kemba was the leading scorer for the Knicks. He was the leading scorer from the Hornets, and this was of course Kemba's hometown. Not hometown, but this is where he played and was drafted at. He was playing there for years, made a few All-Star teams, made the play. I don't even remember if he made the playoffs, but you knew he was gonna have a good game coming into this place. Mason Plumlee, 6 and 11. He had a solid game. Terry Rozier, 7 for 13, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 18 points. Look, just look at this real quick, Cully, and everyone in the chat. Look at their starters, their first 5 for us. All of them are negative, and for them,
Wait,
everyone was positive. See this, right? All of them are positive, and everyone on the Knicks was negative. That's just. I know they won the game, and when you win the game, it ups it a little more, but still. They just haven't looked good. LaMelo had an off shooting night, but bro, this is the second. I mean, he's taller than Cole Anthony, and Cole Anthony got 16 rebounds, but he got 17 rebounds, 9 assists, and 5 steals, along with 12 points. He didn't have the best offensive night, but he was crazy everywhere around the board. Cody Martin didn't really do anything, so I'm not gonna say Cody Martin. Kelly Oubre made 4 threes, 4 for 13. He had 12 points. A lot of people in the Knicks world clamored for him. They wanted him. I didn't really want him too much, but I wouldn't have been like crazy mad if we got him. But yeah, he had a okay night. He had a few good threes, but then he shot a dumb one at the end of the game that MJ like reacted to in a funny way. Nick Richards 2 for 3. Jalen McDaniels 2 for 4. Doesn't really matter too much, but yeah, that's basically the stats for them. All right, we're gonna go over to the. I think it's the. Is it the game charts? I think it's the game charts. Yeah, we're gonna go into game charts. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because it looks a little in it, but I'm gonna read what you guys are saying in the chat real quick. Yo, you're messed. All right, wait. All right, let me see what. Yes, he's off, but not by a lot. Josh, aka Uncle Fuyo, says the Knicks' best lineup is the small ball lineup with or without RJ. I said this before. I like when RJ runs with IQ and Obi. You know what I mean, Cully? Because I talked about this with you a few times. About RJ playing with IQ and Obi. I feel like that's a good lineup for him because they run at a faster pace, and I want to see RJ at a quicker pace. To be honest, I feel like that suits him well. Still, Knicks fan, what's good? What's good, my Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to you, bro. Alton Lee, I see you too. I'm from BK, Hadouken to that city vibes. We used to city doings. LOL. Yeah, for real. C-Mac, how do I leave from the fantasy league? I'm losing to Ethan is like 0-3, I think. So your team is whack. Stafford Down says 18% from 3. Obi. Yeah, Obi is trash from the 3-point line. I see my guy bench is carrying. That's what Eric Sterill said. I see my guy CP the artist here. He said, "Nice background. I like this setup. I can't stand the host though." That's cool. We have our preferences. I'm not gonna say anything about it. D-Raz, what's good, D-Raz? Frederick, I wanted to trade everyone for LaMelo. I love Mitch, but I was trading Mitch. I was trading the 8th pick, and I was trading IQ. IQ's pick 100% for LaMelo. That's the only person I wanted in the lottery in that draft. And the guys I wanted outside of it were Desmond Bane, who I'm really annoyed by because Desmond Bane is going crazy. Desmond Bane is going off. I love Desmond Bane. I wanted Sadiq Bey, but he was too early, so we couldn't get him. Other guys, I liked RJ Hampton. Those are like the main 3 I really liked out of it, I will say. And I like Tyrese Maxey too, but I didn't really know him too much. But I just liked him. And I still like him. Pause. I didn't see anything crazy. I think we still have to get gel. We will be fine, except for Kemba's defense and knees. Even yeah, like I said, you see, like when Kemba scored 29 points this game, but he was still a minus 30. Like he has to always score more to cancel out the defense, but which will never happen because his defense is so bad for the team. RJ is too passive at small forward. He's like the 100 option, or I'm snapping. Leave RJ and Mitch alone. OB2 trade just done. White Falcon, I know you asked what option is RJ. I still think RJ is the second option. He's also averaging the second amount of points he was averaging 19 until he went into this little slump. But I think in general he is that second option still. Randall is that number 1, but everyone in the starting lineup except Kemba, who's actually it's weird because Kemba was in a little phase where he wasn't able to score, and everyone Randall and RJ were doing a good amount of it. But now you're reverting from your best 2 options to barely scoring. Like they're having really a lot of trouble, and when you don't have consistency scoring wise from your starting lineup, especially your best players, it's hard to win a game. So we really need them to get out of this slump. And I think this game today and the one against the Rockets should get them into the flow of things, because when we go over that schedule starting Sunday, it's gonna be bad. We're going on a West Coast trip, and we're versing all the good teams. So really got to pick it up now. J Boogie, what's good, J Boogie? That's my guy right there. He said, "What's good?" I was about to come on, but I'm camera blocked. Get those like buttons up. Yo, J Boogie, I need to wait. Let me send it to you because I have to go on my phone to send it to you. I'm gonna text you the Zoom link real quick. Give me 1 second, J Boogie. Cully, you here, right? Share link via messages. Alright, I'm sending it to you right now, J Boogie. So check it on your phone. I just sent it, so make sure to check that, and I'll invite you when you got that. Um, Shout out to RJ Critics. RJ's playing the Knox role. This is what we would be getting from Knox if he had a stronger motor. City noise making your show authentic. Yeah, I appreciate it. Um, we all have our preferences. Pause. How is that yo? You think everything is a pause? RJ is not a DeAndre Hunter 2.0 because RJ can score more than him. So don't do that. Um, but yeah, shout out to everyone. I think Cully is doing something, so we're just gonna wait. Whatever he's doing, he's doing. But I'll see J Boogie when you join this. If you're here. But we got 32 people watching. Got 30 likes already. Just crazy. So shout out to everyone that's watching. Shout out to everyone that's going to watch. Make sure to do what it says up here. Like and subscribe if you are enjoying the show, and make sure to turn on the notification bells as well. It's free. Nothing hard to do. So I would greatly appreciate you guys doing so. What kind of co-host is Cully this? Yeah, Cully got to do something, so he's good, bro. I'm not even mad at it, but I'm fine. But I'm gonna go over this real quick. Knox would have scored more than RJ. No, he wouldn't have. But here, all right, the score. As you see, New York Knicks, they lost by 8 points right here. We actually out rebounded them by two rebounds. Nothing crazy to be happy about because I mean they do have a starting lineup that's kind of tall because of LaMelo as your PG, but at the same time, their centers are Plumlee and Richards. They don't really have a center right now, so excuse me, it's not really too impressive. But a constant stat that I always talk about is the assists, and you see they had 25 assists and we only had 17. Our assists are definitely lacking right now. I really don't like it. We should definitely be averaging like 24, 25 assists per game. The people we have, the playmaking, we have a decent few that know how to play make. And we're getting a lot of open shots, but we're just not making it. And that's something that's causing us to just fall off in certain games and go on scoring droughts. So that's something that we definitely have to change. They had 2 more steals than us. That's fine. Blocks is the same. Oh, you back now? All right. They saying what kind of co-host is Cully if he disappeared.
My bad. Nah, I was saying it. My bad. That's my fault.
Now you good. I told him 19 turnovers compared to 12, which is not good because we had a lot of lackadaisical turnovers. The thing here though, the field goal they had 4.6. Their field goal percentage 4.6 better. We shot better from the 3-point line. And the free throw percentage was just bad. But all in all, this is something we're getting better at, and I'm happy. This is like one main thing we've been getting better at. Okay, points in the paint we've been pretty high, but they outscored us by 14. But you're looking at second chance points and fast break points. We're only down by 5 from second chance and fast break by 2. Usually we would be outscored by like 12 plus on that the prior game. So that's something at least that's getting better. Like that's some positive I could see in this. So hopefully we continue to get that going up. On sub if you don't like the host, bro. What do you say? Bro, you're funny. Wait, let me see.
What do you say?
No, that's what what's his name said. That's what CP the artist said. CP the artist.
Yeah, that's funny.
That is funny. Cardiac Cully strikes again. Cully in the kitchen.
Nah, I was downstairs.
I agree with you ultimately. RJ is a unique type of player. He's being totally misused. I agree. I still think he should be more on the ball like he was in his stretch of 5 games where he was going off. Because he's not getting those types of looks anymore. Like, he's not getting to do a little more of what he wants to do at the same time and use his scoring ability. Like, he got to kind of be a little too much to the side and just score whenever he can, like when he's allowed to. So, yeah, that is something. You want the chat smaller? I mean, I could make the chat smaller right now, but I only have it like that because, like...
Oh, you probably talking about the show, like, the chart.
Oh wait, actually, yeah, I'll do it right now because I know what he's saying. I don't know where you want me to put that though, but give me a second. I could do that. I just gotta cut it from the top.
Nah, CP, I wasn't, man. I was helping moms out with something. Yeah, CP is funny, yeah.
Yeah, I can increase this like this and have Cully up here. Oh, actually, I could just switch this around, to be honest, and have the chat up here. All right, let me know if that's fine. Everyone watching, let me know if that's fine. The chat will be up here. It's going to show the most recent one. So, I mean, I'm reading it either way. I got to open the side. This is just for you guys to see. So, let me know how this looks. I don't know. I'm going to be perfecting it later on. I just had to do it because my StreamYard thing was like, it was acting up. I couldn't do it anymore. Yo, Chuck, what's good, Chuck?
What up, Chuck?
You were moving these. Okay, bro. Pause, CP, bro. Pause. Frederick said RJ needs to play a bit more with the second squad. I've been saying that so much. That's why I say. I was asking you, Cully, when you weren't here, but how many times have I said I would like to see RJ play with IQ and Obi because I love seeing him in a faster pace.
That's what worked with That's what worked. You know, at the beginning of the season with Obi, IQ. You know that lineup. Yeah, the what is it? The face-up game. Obi got the face-up game. And just it's a faster pace. RJ plays better faster, yeah. In my opinion.
Me too. I think that's just better fit for him. But it's also
especially when he's out and running. My fault. Never cut you off. Especially when he's out and running and he could finish over guys better. He's better at he's better at noticing how to use his angles, his craftiness, yo. Especially around the bigger defenders, the shot blockers. Now, if a guy's too small, I already know that RJ's going to finish over him. So that's good. Like, at least we know RJ, we know his finishing is better, is up there now.
If you guys don't need the chat on it, let me know, because I only have it because, I don't know, I just have it on the side because I could just see it better, too, at the same time. That's why I have it.
I had to drink my water.
So he said, D'Angelo is here. We're going to predict the scores later. We're kind of talking about the Hornets right now. We're going to transition into the Pacers. It's going to be a good, like, not long. I mean, it's going to be like 2 hours. We're just going to talk about it because I wasn't here. I was in my sister's house during the weekend, so I didn't get to go over the Hornets game. So I'm definitely going to make sure to do so. How is that a pause? Yeah, I don't know. That's just a pause. Don't worry about it. The data dump is real. Yeah, the data dump is real. But yeah, this is the Hornets game. Is there anything you want to say about the Hornets game? Because I'll say a little about it, but if you want to say anything else, go ahead.
Well, I like Kemba. A lot of people don't like Kemba. I do. I don't have no problem with him at all. I know what we getting out of him. He looked good that game. Of course, he went ghost the second half, but that 20 that we got from him in the first half was good. That was great. You know what I'm saying? Other guys got to step up too. I'm okay with him going ghost. Other guys got to step up too. That's where you have a whole team. I'm not expecting 40 from Kemba for him to lead us to a win. I expect if I'm gonna expect Kemba to lead us to a W, that's gonna be like every 4 to 5 games. It's not gonna be every game. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But as far as that game goes, we was horrible, yo. We was another game where we up and they came back, and this is a team that we could have beat. Just another team that we could have beat, even though they have a little more. I mean, the only thing they have that we don't have is wing players. They have more wing players than us. They have like a glut of wing players, but they wasn't. I don't think they was better than us. I just don't think so. I mean, of course they came out with a W, but that game was ours. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened that game.
First of all, Wilson Dang, he said, did the youngster master OBS already? I didn't master it. I mean, I used to use it before. So I know a little bit of it, but I just made myself an overlay. I searched up a YouTube video and I found like a free site to do it in, and I made that. And then it looks nice in I like the way it looks. It like matches with the logo, and then you got the logo on the top right, so it looks nice, clean. But salute to you, Wilson.
I just noticed that too.
CP the artist said, when did you come to pause, please? I've been saying pause for years, so I mean it's just what it is, especially when you're in New York. I feel like it was mainly created in New York, so that's just me. Look at my twin. Yeah, your twin Taj is right there. We're gonna go over that in a little bit. I want to talk about the Hornets game a little because, like I said, RJ was not really playing the best defense at all. He hasn't in the past few games. But like mainly against Hayward, it was just bad because he just couldn't guard him for some reason. It just looked like his legs are tired for some reason. I don't understand. I don't know why his legs are so gone. Yeah, it looks like his legs are so gone. But I really don't understand why. The whole defense in general, that game didn't really look the best. It looked good when the bench was there because the bench was putting a lot of pressure, and they helped us get back in the game, of course, a little more. And I will say this, and I think a lot of people said this too. Cully, I think you probably think the same thing. We were on Guillermo. I listened to Guillermo's show. They were saying it. Obi
Hmm.
Obi did a better job guarding Miles Bridges than Randall did. Um, at the end of the game,
Right.
he didn't really do much against like he had that they had like a back and forth dunk, windmill dunk
Hmm.
at the end of the
Hmm.
game. But other than that, Obi didn't really allow Miles Bridges really to do like too much. Like he didn't really score during that time. And then when Randall came in, like I think Miles Bridges literally scored 12 points in a row
I'm gonna
when
just be
Randall came
real.
in.
I'm gonna just be real. You know
Go
what it
ahead.
looks like? It seems to me like
What's
Obi's
good, Jer?
defense is Obi's defense has gotten way better, and it seems like Obi. It seems like a situation where Obi's he wants to really earn those minutes. Pretty much, he wants to earn those minutes. He's younger. I mean, he's only a few more years younger, but he wants to earn those minutes because he has to, and he looks a lot more fluid on defense, a lot more active. He may not be the best defender yet. What I mean, that's still yet to see, but he's way more active. He's actually using his athleticism to play defense, to like chip in on defense. And it seems like you said with Randall, Randall's the guy. He has his spot already. So it's kind of like he's taking it for granted, pretty much. He's oh, I'm gonna have my time. I'm gonna get my time. So you know what I mean? Like, and you can see his body language. He's lazy. Coming around the screens, he's lazy. Obi's
Yeah.
really Obi's really moving well laterally. Like he's moving way better laterally, way more active. He's getting more blocks too. He's getting a lot of shot blocks. You know what I mean? More than I seen last year. Better
I
rebounding.
agree.
So that's what it looks like. It looks like one guy's he's taking playing time for granted, whereas the other guy is not taking it for granted. The other guy really wants to earn it. Like he's showing it, He's been showing it I'm not gonna say every game, but a lot of the games, Obi's been showing,
I will say, compared to last year so far, last year he averaged 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
So far he's averaging 7.5, and it's also because he's actually averaging 15 minutes per game so far. This season,
Right.
which we all said, like I said, I think the max he's gonna get is 15 minutes per game, and
Mm-hmm.
Noel is injured again, so I really personally don't want to see Sims. I'd rather see Obi play that small ball because I just don't think Sims is really ready. To be
Right.
honest, because he just looks lost when he's playing. To be honest, like he's
Yeah.
good like sometimes, but I just don't see it good against guys like Mo and Wendell Carter. I just don't think it's gonna be a good matchup.
Speaking of Mo,
Yeah,
not to cut you off.
go
Speaking of
ahead.
Mo, I do see him. giving us a hard time. Like for some reason, I just see it. I
He's been
see
a
a good
little
game
off
from
the
him.
last couple of games, but still,
He has.
it's gonna be. He's been doing good against us, and he's been doing good
Right.
overall for the season in itself. People
It seems
agreeing in
like
the chat too. Talking
right.
about
It seems like with us, like a guy can be off for a few games. They play the Knicks, they hot. So that's just our luck,
Yeah,
A
this
guy
is
gonna
funny.
show up that game. You know what I'm saying? Like
This
what they say.
did you see what C-Mac said? Randall's defense is the equivalent of
Oh
Guillermo's
my
barber.
God! Come on, come on.
Yo, nah, I gotta send that to him, bro. Nah, that's funny. Oh
Oh,
wait,
but shoot.
Yo,
That's funny.
you're actually funny. Nah, I'm sending that to him. He said. But yeah, nah. What's it called? Let me close that. Frederick agrees. He said more Randall and Obi. D-Rest said Obi needs minutes at the 5. You see, a lot of people were saying Obi needs minutes at the 3. He don't need no minutes at the 3. He needs it at the 5. He doesn't need to. Everyone's laughing.
Yeah, that small
Yeah.
ball could work, man. I think that small ball they have like that lineup was actually good. Obi, Randall, RJ, who was it? Rose and Quick. I don't know. I can't remember who else it was, but I just remember it was RJ, Randall, Obi, it's two other guys. I don't remember. Was it Rose?
Oh wait, say that again.
That lineup was working for Tibbs at the beginning. Obi, Randall, RJ. Was it Rose and Quickly, or was Rose and someone else? I can't remember. I guess you can kind of switch it
They
up as
like
long as those three.
interchange because he took Rose out and put Kemba in, and then he put Rose right back in, and it was IQ, Rose, Randall, Obi, and RJ. And then he took Obi out and he put Taj in, which is actually good because Taj actually did really well at that. With his
Taj he's balling, man. I give it to him. He's balling. Me personally, I don't want to see him in, but he's balling.
Yo, nah, I sent it to Guillermo. This dude Guillermo said LMA. Yo, no, that's funny. But
That's funny though.
can
That's
we
so.
trade White Falcon to the Clippers? Yo, everyone should know this already because he's in everyone's chat. But no, shout out White Falcon because he's funny because he comes up with all these trade scenarios. But he said trade
He's
Randall,
like,
Fournier, and
yeah, he'd be like,
Kemba
you
for PG
scared? You scared?
13. Yeah, nah. I like PG, and I've made this clear. I said this before. I have my top two. My top like candidates for MVP this year. I said it before during the show. I said, number one, I had Curry. Then I had Giannis or KD, whatever way. I didn't care. And then I had PG, and it's funny because all four of them, besides like I'll say Giannis, that's the only one I might
Mm-hmm.
like for now. But everyone else, I'm 100% on, and I'll say I like PG personally. So yeah, pause if you know if someone's taking that in the wrong way. But yeah, Knicks should win tonight. I agree. Broken free. Wait, who is that? Oh, someone's joining the thing. Let me see who it is. How do I participants?
Rose ties to the best
Let
Knicks.
me see who that is real quick. Oh, he left. All right, someone was joining. I don't know who that was, but they left. Um, it messed up my OBS, so I gotta like change it when that happens. Let me do this real quick. I will take off the chat when that person joins. So let me just hide the chat real quick, and I'm gonna just add this there. On the top, leave this here. So if anyone joins, whoever that was, let me know who it was. I think it might have been. I think it might be J Boogie. So I'll see if that's him. But yeah. Continued on. Rose is saving the team. He is saving us to a certain extent, to be honest. He's been doing
Yes, he
really good.
is.
Big
Rose has
Mike,
been balling.
Big Mike said Wagner versus RJ. Wagner wants all the smoke. He's not getting all the smoke today. He's not gonna. RJ, I'm thinking is gonna have a good game today, hopefully. So yeah. Let's see who this.
We need to go back to
is.
running through RJ, man. If you ask me, something.
I agree.
Getting him more involved, something, yo. He looked good when he was taking it. Like he was about to just start ball. He was about to start balling. I don't know, man. What's going on?
You're in the Zoom, by the way. I don't know who it is, cause you got a different name. So if you change it to who you are, it's gonna be easier to do. So you left again. Okay. I don't know who that is, but let me know. Text me if that's you so I can see. Stephen Fox said we've been outscored in the last 5 third quarters by 50 points. We need to fix that ASAP. I actually was gonna talk about that a little later, but yeah, our third quarter has been horrible. The whole entire season has been atrocious. It's just been bad. Overall, and that's something that needs to be fixed ASAP. It just hasn't been good. My bad for the top because someone keeps trying to join, and when they're gonna join, I'm gonna need to edit it. But they just keep leaving, so it's gonna look like that. RJ is overrated. He should ball out to the CP. Just stop, bro. Please, just stop. Stop. IQ dropping 20 plus today. Okay. All right. I'm gonna kind of transition to the Pacers game. You see the Pacers game right there. I have it on. So let's see what it's about. I'm gonna read out the scores real quick. See what it is. The Knicks won by 8 points. It was kind of a low scoring game. Good amount of defense this game. Justin Holiday 3 for 10, 2 for 7. He had a struggling offensive night. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Sabonis had a good game. Compared to the last one he had with us, he didn't foul out this time. 21 points, 11 rebounds. 15 rebounds and 3 assists. He also had 1 steal along with that. Miles Turner, 1 for 4. He didn't have a good game at all. Last game, if you remember, he had like a career high, I think, type of night. He had like 7 for 10 from 3. He went crazy, but this time he was not good. Malcolm Brogdon, 9 for 20. He had a near triple double, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. So he had another great game against us. Karis LeVert had an off night, 5 for 14, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He was getting a lot of calls. Always gets a lot of calls. Torrey Craig didn't do much. TJ McConnell was bad this game. Caleb Martin was doing a decent amount, and he was okay.
No Duarte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got Goga, who was doing decent as well, but I mean that's the base for them. We got Freezy in here. I'm gonna add Freezy into this.
Is that the mystery man?
Yeah. Let me know when you turn on your cam, Freezy, so I could. Yeah, I knew that was you trying to fix the thing. Oh wait, I think that just messed up for a second. Let me hide some.
What's the temperature like? Hold on.
Let's see.
56. Okay.
Zoom meeting right there.
Oh shit.
Okay. Freezy, you getting your cam on? Okay, Freezy got his cam on. I'm gonna increase this, fix it up. Let me add you to the top. What's good, Freezy?
What's good, boss?
How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm chilling. I got the new setup. I'm chilling. Adding your thing here. All right, now it's good. All right, baby.
Yeah, I see that, bro. I see you doing your thing.
Yes, sir. So what's up? I watched your thing earlier, the short morning one.
Yeah, man. I had to, you know how it is, bro.
Yeah.
With 1,000 things going on, man, and you want to talk to your people, you just got to kind of juggle stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah, yeah. Let me know how you guys think in the chat this looks, because I think it looks fun right now.
Hey, bro, Cully is killing my man Randall.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I've seen that.
Where? Just now?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Freezy. Everyone's been getting killed from RJ to Randall. Like everyone.
Yeah, man.
Everyone is.
I gotta be objective, man. I'm a Knicks fan first, man. It's just business.
Yo, I appreciate you, Kevin J. What's good? Pure Moist, salute. Pacers game, a tale of two turners.
Yeah.
Yo, CB the artist, stop calling RJ overrated. He's not overrated. Just stop. Like you see, like everyone talking crazy right now.
Yeah, man. They be doing my man dirt. Man, they doing my man RJ dirty, bro.
Yeah,
they bugging. They like, you know, what's wrong with his shot? People like, yo, he getting roasted by some dude. Man, come on, bro.
Yeah, like I talked about it. Like, I just think he's in a shooting slump. But I mean, last game we're about to talk about. Last game, he did well defensively. But the games before that, he was not really doing the best on defense because he was getting killed by Hayward. But the one thing I will give him is that
wasn't his fault, bro.
I can't lie.
No, the Hayward one was
Hayward
his
always
fault.
shows up.
Yeah, Hayward was his fault, but other parts where he has to help like many people at the same exact play, that's not really too much on him. That's more on the team defense. But his offense.
You gotta look at the personnel. Look at the person. Like we killing RJ and Randall defense, but we're not talking about the personnel. We're not talking about the personnel grouping. How are we gonna say Obi played better defense, right? And Obi played with a different personnel group. Obi wasn't out on the floor with Kemba and Fournier. Obi was on the floor with Derrick Rose, Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickly, and Taj Gibson, who all play better defense than Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. And to say that Obi looked better on D, to me, is a crime that we like. I feel like we are prisoner of the moment. We didn't even look at the total group that was on that total group is better, right? And then we say RJ got, man. Well, I was sitting next to Divine from Real Knicks. Shout out to Divine.
Yeah, shout out. It's Real Knicks Talk.
Yeah, we were sitting right side by side, bro. We was like, yo, RJ looked exhausted, bro, because he got a cover for man.
He got a cover for a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
Held defense.
It ain't even fair. It ain't even.
I agree with that 100%. But I'm just saying, like, against Hayward, like his individual defense wasn't good because he was gonna be backdoor paws a lot.
Yeah, and veterans know to catch guys sleeping.
Yeah, he was catching him, and then even Tibbs had to tell him to wake up because he was like a little that game. I'll say his defense was like the worst out of like what I've seen in general. Right. That was his worst defensive performance. But in general, with his defense, like some nights, like the Cavs one, it was like off and on because Ricky Rubio was cooking everyone, but he didn't really like score everything on RJ. Like he scored a decent amount. But in general, like his defense has been good overall the first 14 games, but the last few it's been like iffy. Except the Pacers game, which we're about to talk about, because Pacers game he did really good on defense, but let me just go through the stats real quick for the Knicks because we just went over the Pacers. Knicks, RJ Barrett, 4 for 13, 3 for 7 from the 3-point line, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 12 points, -1, almost on the positive side for him and Randall. But they, again, you see they struggled on the offensive end, him and Randall both. But RJ actually came alive in the second half because he started this game, I think, like 0 for 6. And then he started making more threes in the third and the fourth, and he made like a clutch shot at the end. So I'm hoping that starts getting him more in the rhythm and the flow because last game we saw Tibbs run more plays and we actually saw Randall roll on a pick and roll, which is something we have not seen at all. So I'm definitely hoping that, like Tibbs said after the Hornets game, they're doing more plays and more sets. I want to see us play more like that, and I want to see him get more touches on the ball, like he did those 5 games where he had the ball a little bit more and got to do a little of what he wanted to do on the offensive end. Okay, Julius Randle, 5 for 15, 1 for 6. He still had 11 rebounds, 5 assists, but he did have 5 turnovers along with that. Again, another game where all the starters are negative and everyone else is positive. Oh, I just can't believe that our team is literally like our plus minus wise is the worst starting lineup in the history, which is crazy.
Horrible, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Evan Fournier again. I just don't even know. Like Evan Fournier, 3 for 9, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Again, I think this is like the 3rd game in a row or 4th game that he has not had a good offensive game. Mitchell Robinson went 1 for 2. He only played 15 minutes because he again got like a little hobbled up. But he had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 blocks. This dude, I just don't understand that. But Kemba, again, another good offensive night. He had 20 points. 16 points on 20 minutes. 8 for 11 from the field, which is great. 1 rebound, 2 assists. I would like to see him get a few more assists. Taj Gibson didn't score, but you always see Taj's effort on the court because he played great defense in the game, especially at the end. Got a nice steal. 2 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and he had 1 steal. He had the highest plus minus on the team. So that really just shows you how effective he was. And along with that, Derrick Rose, 7 for 14 from the field. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. He had a really nice pass to RJ at the end of the game with 2 minutes left to get the crowd hype to help us kind of move away and get a bigger lead. Alec Burks had an off night, but he had 8 points. Obi had 4 points and 4 rebounds, but it kind of felt like he had more than that, like after watching the game. And the guy everyone wanted to play Grimes over, Emmanuel Quickley, again, another good game. 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. He had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover, and he was a plus 20. And he did really good at the end. And I saw a great moment with him and RJ after the game. They hugged it out. They got a lot of love for each other, so shout out to them. These guys on the bottom didn't play, obviously. But by the way, if you didn't know, Miles McBride was assigned to the Westchester Knicks today. So that's just another news. But do you guys want to say anything about the game or the stats or how people have been playing that last game? One of you can go ahead. Doesn't matter who.
About last game?
Yeah.
Well, I know this is small, but how does everyone feel about Miles McBride going to the Westchester Knicks? I just want to know everybody's opinion on that one. It's not like the biggest news, but
Josh, give me a second. I'll send it to you. My bad. Say that again. What did you say?
I just want to know how everybody felt about McBride going to the Westchester Knicks or being assigned, today. I just want to know how does anybody feel.
I feel like it's fine, to be honest, because he wasn't gonna get burned, so he got to get some burn at one point somewhere. So I feel like that was the best opportunity for him to get.
But
can I find this dude's like? Yeah. So you guys can talk about the thing. Freezy, you want to say anything about like how Randall, RJ, and Fournier have been struggling offensively? What do you have to say about that? And when do you think they're gonna finally get out of that slump? Because it's felt like it's been going on for a good minute now.
I feel like Josh Christopher could have did the same thing Evan Fournier is doing right now.
I know you're trolling.
No, he's not.
I know you're trolling about that because you said you guys think he would have just been on? I mean, I don't think he could do the same because he's not a 3-point shooter. But he wouldn't really get. He would do what Grimes is doing on the bench, but have more potential, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was going. Yeah, well, my point is not that Josh Christopher is going to come into the NBA and average 18 points a game, right? But my point is I feel like Fournier is the reason why all this stuff is a disaster, right? That's the point I'm getting at. If you could have inserted any rookie shooting guard USA to get 8 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And probably better defense.
Wait, by the way, was Uncle Fuyo spamming because of the RJ thing that I said his defense?
Yeah, we
probably.
Yeah, no, we just think the whole. It's a lot of us that believe like the RJ defense thing is unfair. It's just it feels to me as if we take this one thing and then we scream it from the mountaintop, and part of it is true and part of it's not true. The thing we feel like is true is RJ Barrett's defense is suffering, but it's not for a lack of effort. Because when we watch the game, we watch RJ Barrett scramble all over the court for dudes that can't play defense. And instead of people saying RJ Barrett is scrambling all over the court for dudes that can't play defense, we say RJ Barrett got beat by Gordon Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I personally don't believe that's fair. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you want to say, if we want to say, hey, RJ Barrett is not, his defense is not in the place where we feel like it should be, then I would say I would agree to that. But what we have to mention is Mitchell Robinson is hobbled, so he can't move with the fluidity that he normally. This is not last year's Mitch, right? Kemba Walker cannot guard anybody, right? Evan Fournier cannot guard anybody. So now you have Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, who were good defenders last year, struggling defensively this year. And instead of saying, well, the other three guys are not quite what we expected to play defensively, we saying that RJ Barrett's defense is struggling and Julius Randle is lazy on closeouts. I don't know how fair that is when you know for a fact, no Knicks fan that knows basketball can say Kemba Walker is a good defender, or Evan Fournier is a good defender, or Mitchell Robinson is the same version. Is this version of Mitch is the same version of Mitch that we had last year? Nobody can say that if they actually watch the Knicks, but instead we say RJ Barrett is getting beat and Julius Randle is lazy on closeouts.
He is lazy.
I know.
Randall's very lazy on closeouts.
Real quick before I introduce Uncle Fuyo, I'm gonna shout out some people in the chat. Salute to Hardwell. Make sure you check out For the Love of the Game. Him, Will YL, and Hector, they do it every single week a few times. Make sure you check that out. D Coolest, salute. Julian Blum, what's up? Shout out to everyone in the chat. Big Mike, I see you too. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. Make sure to follow what's on top. It's all free. And I'm gonna shout out my guy Josh, Uncle Fulio. He just joined. He's on MBK. He does the controversy, so make sure to check that out as well. What's good, Josh? How you doing?
Salute,
and Justin,
man.
you too.
What up, brother?
I love the setup. Hadouken, it looks great, man. Look, it's unique.
Appreciate it.
Very unique. I like what you did with this. Yeah, that's pretty good. First and foremost, first thing I want to I know you guys are talking about RJ right now. I mean, I do want to highlight a couple things about what you said earlier, Hadouken. But Freezy, I just disagree with you. RJ Barrett is not playing that good a defense. He's not terrible, but his on-ball defense hasn't been good lately, right? He has been getting beat backdoor, which has been a consistent problem.
Yeah, the last 4 games.
Throughout the entire season. As far as off the ball, he is not the best defender off the ball. That's something he still needs to work on. But his on-ball defense, which was supposed to be something that would be a strength of him this season, has not been there. Against the Charlotte game, I was sitting right there next to you. He was getting beat by Gordon Hayward. Straight up, point blank. I mean, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's going to happen game in and game out. But I don't think we should give him any excuses for that, the way he played defense that day. I think, he just had a bad game.
Yeah, it was bad. It was just bad.
No, and that's just what it is. And I'm not saying he's a bad defender. I think he's a much improved defender on the ball. But we got to call it like it is,
Right.
But yeah, we know Uncle Fulio love RJ Barrett. So any chance he get to say something positive about RJ Barrett, he gonna go ahead and do that. So.
I also want to talk about Hadouken, what you said earlier about Randall, and we love seeing him roll to the basket. I think you're absolutely correct about that. But what people fail to realize is the reason why Julius Randall was rolling to the basket at the end of that Indiana game is because Mitchell Robinson was not on the floor. When Mitchell Robinson is on the floor, it makes no sense for Julius Randall to roll to the basket because the spacing is off, right? When Julius Randall was doing that against Indiana, it's because he was at the 5. The Knicks had the small ball lineup.
No, Gaston. No, go.
So I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that small ball lineup because I believe Julius Randle can win against some 5s in the NBA. He's too fast, too athletic. Even the game when he had against Washington, he was playing the 5, right? And he took his guy one-on-one and he won that matchup. So Julius Randle can win the matchup against most 5s in the Eastern Conference and in the NBA. I mean, obviously he's not going to beat Jokic and Joel Embiid. I think those two are the best centers in the NBA. But I think honestly, our small ball lineup has been our best offensive and defensive lineup.
Yeah, that's what I said in the chat. I agree. The thing that I said, like you said, with or without RJ, but I love seeing RJ in that. Like I said before, I know like you've been saying like before, like I said that I always want to see him like initiate that lineup. Last year I said they could stagger the lineups and have RJ playing that second. Take him out just like they've been doing. Like they've been taking him out a little early in the first. And then initiating him a little earlier in like the second, or they mainly have done it like in the third quarter when the bench is on. But he in that lineup gets a little more of on the ball, like offensive role and like playmaking role. And I love to see that. That's what he was doing during that 5-game stretch, because during that 5-game stretch, he played a lot on the ball and it was also on the bench.
Yes.
He was controlling it. He was getting he was doing well with OB and all of that. That's why he had 6 assists, because he had more on the ball pressure. And he's like good. He's a good playmaker. When he got guys that are rolling and it's in a faster pace, that's why he fits like perfectly there when we need someone else controlling the ball. At one point, if the bench isn't having it, put RJ in there over like a Burks if he's doing bad, or if IQ were there, like if IQ's doing bad, put him in there and then see how he moves with that lineup, because it gets him into the flow and it gets the whole team into the flow, and then it helps us separate.
There's no question that second unit, they move faster. I've been saying this back to last season.
Yeah.
That second unit moves with such a pace that I think RJ Barrett is much more familiar with. He's much more comfortable in. He was doing it in college. He was getting out in transition in college. That's how he was getting his buckets, some of his buckets, right? So I think, what the Knicks need to do right now, I think they need to have either Randall.
Just send RJ to the G League, bro.
have either Randall or RJ on the floor at the same time. You can play them both at the same time, but one of those two have to be on the floor. I think that was true last season. I think with this season, with the way not Kemba Walker, but Evan Fournier is not shooting the ball well at all, you got to have one of those guys on the floor out there at the same time. Also, Kemba Walker is not that much of a facilitator. Kemba Walker, his offense is predicated around scoring and being aggressive, right? So for people saying that Julius Randle is holding the ball too much and he shouldn't be the one setting up the offense, I just disagree with that, because we really don't have anybody else that can do that. There's nobody else on this team that can be that floor general, so to speak. Now, if you want to argue Derrick Rose, fine. But, are you going to put Derrick Rose in the starting lineup? Is that going to happen?
No.
I'm not a fan of changing up the starting lineup right now. So I just think Knicks fans were overreacting about the offense. I think the offense is going to figure itself out. They're going to come together. Defensively, though, it's a different story. And now I know you guys were talking about Kemba and Evan Fournier already.
Yeah.
Defensively, we're not at that level yet.
Yeah, I definitely agree with those points, to be honest. Like, I mean, I've been saying the bench thing too for the longest time, where I want to see them stagger the lineups, because I just feel like that's what the best teams do. When LeBron is out, for example, when he's playing, he got AD playing in that lineup. And then they just come back in. Like, you see, it's different now, but you have PG and Kawhi playing. Kawhi sits out, and then PG comes in. Like, things like that. Like, it's just something that all good teams do, and something that we can do. Because I feel like Randall and RJ can both do good when you do that, because you rarely see both of them have a good game at the same time.
Exactly.
And that's something they need to get better at, because we just don't see it a lot. Throughout the season, you're like last year, you probably saw like a combined 5 times out of 72 games. Like, it's just not something that has been a plus for us. And I really do think that could help. Justin L said, "My bro, haven't been able to chat with you while I've been driving. but got back. You're on my J Money account with the thumbs. Appreciate it. Big Mike said RJ looks tired these last 2-3 games. I will say it looks like his legs are like a little tired the last few. Like last game he was fine, but during the Hornets game especially, he just looks like he's not getting a lot of lift off his shot. I don't know what it is, but I hope they're getting like well rest for that because I really
him
don't
scrambling
understand.
all over the place. Well, I just mentioned that, but
I know that, but still, like at the same time, like he is like guarding like multiple guys like every game, but at the same time, like I wouldn't expect it to be as bad. Like you could like easily see like when he's like struggling to run across the court. He's saying you was having fun in the picture. I see.
I was having that fun in that picture, bro. It was a birthday roast.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Why Freezy smiling so hard?
Cheesing, bro. Cheesing.
Yeah, he was cheesing. But yeah, I'm gonna go over the Pacers right here. The box, not the box score, but the team comparison. We outscored them. Obviously, we won by 8 points. We rebounded them as well by 2. But the thing here, you see that we actually had an upper advantage that we usually don't throughout the season is assists, because their assists are usually low, and they really shouldn't be. Like I've been saying this the whole time, we should be around 24, 25. I don't know what you guys feel, but that's what I feel like where our bases should be because of how much the ball can potentially move on this team and the open shots we get. So I definitely think that should be a little more higher, but I'm glad we finally had an advantage over another team in that stat. Again, Pacers had 5 more steals than us. We also had 3 more turnovers than them, but the blocks were kind of even. But the thing you see stand out is that they shot 37.2% from the field. We shot 43%. They only shot 22% from 3, and we shot 32%. And this right here, and as I'm going to show it right up here right now because we're looking at the summary, they only scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. 10 points in the fourth quarter, which is something crazy that we like in the 12-minute quarter, we only let them score 10, and they shot horribly from the field goal. The only time they really scored during this quarter was from free throws. They didn't really get a lot of field goals during this game. That's why kind of talking about defense. Did our defense look better that game? Do you think we're going to start getting back into that defensive-minded team who's not just like being lazy on defense, allowing everyone to get a free bucket in the paint and the fast break? Like, do you think this is going to initialize our change in defense? What do you guys think?
Wow. Somebody else go first.
Yes, it's a good question to think about. I don't know, because I just feel like they played.
Yeah, ask the question again.
Like from the defense we saw last game, especially in the fourth quarter, do you think that's gonna bring them back into that defensive mindset and like their defensive identity is finally gonna be like refound?
It's funny you asked this. I don't mean to bring it up, but Sim asked this. I think it was yesterday on his show. He asked, "Is it just one game, or does it bring them back?" Me, I said it's just one game. Reason why? We're 8-6. We ain't there yet. We 8-6, so we still finding ourselves. If we was how many games is that total? 14. If we was 13-1 or 12-2, we'd have a better identity of ourselves. I'd say the record would show that, but we 8-6. We still figuring out the lineups, as you can see. We still figuring the guys out. We got guys that keep going down. Hence Mitch and Noel. We still finding ourselves. 8-6 is not the best record. I don't care if it's above 500. It's not the best. We're not the best yet. So I don't know if it brings back the. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. Every team is different. Every team we play is gonna be different. And our schedule gets tougher after the Rockets game and the Magic game.
You're funny, bro.
So
go ahead.
I just want to say that what we've seen against Indiana, that with that second unit out there, that was all about energy. Energy, nothing but energy. And so anytime the Knicks bring their energy and effort, if they can give that, every single player, whatever the case may be on the defensive end, I think we could see an improvement in the defense. But the fact still remains, we're going to miss Reggie Bullock until RJ Barrett takes that step into becoming that wing defender that we need, that can be able to guard multiple positions, that can be able to win off pick and rolls, run around screens and stuff of that nature. It's going to be the same thing. But I think that from an effort standpoint, if we can give effort 100%, I think we could improve our defense. No question about that. But I think we're still missing that one defensive guy on the wing that can be able to shut down the other opposing team's best player. We're missing that guy. We don't have that guy right now.
Freezy, what do you think?
It's somewhat so for one, Reggie Bullock, just the mention of his name just made me want to jump out a plate glass window, bro.
I mean, I agree.
Reggie Bullock.
I'm gonna be honest. You know, I've said this on your show, Freezy, so many times. I would have had him over Burks on the bench. And I said that so many times. You remember? I used to say all the time. I thought that Bullock was a guarantee to come back, and I thought Burks was gonna get like the bag from someone. To be honest, that was my whole.
Right. That's what it seems like because of multiple reasons. Not because Reggie Bullock is an elite defender, because he's not.
He's not.
The thing is with the league now values offense over defense. It's easier to get a guy that can play defense than it is to find a guy that can score you 13, 14 points a game. And that's what Alec Burks is. That's why I felt like Alec Burks' value was higher on the open market. But I don't want to get. That's not the thing that kind of put me to the side. What put me to the side is that we're clamoring for Reggie Bullock instead of saying we just need more defense on the court. That's what's got me frustrated with the point. If, say for instance, we would not even say Reggie Bullock's name if Quentin Grimes was getting playing time.
No, I would still be saying it.
No, of course. Right. Absolutely.
Quentin Grimes is not like that. I'm sorry. Like his defense, like Reggie Bullock is a vet, and you need like certain, like he's a really good help defender. That's why we got bailed out so many times. Because if you have him and RJ on the court together, you got two people that can bail Kemba or Fournier out, if anything, if the guy is getting switched off of them. Like, that's why I wanted him off the bench, because the thing is, if Fournier is not having it offensively and you really need defense, you run the lineup with whoever you want at point guard. I don't care. You don't got to run Kemba. You could run Derrick Rose or IQ. And then you got Bullock, RJ, Randall, and like if you want to go small ball, you have Obi. If Mitch is not having it that game, you have Taj. Like, there's so many things you could do with that, especially when they're scoring so much on the offensive end. That's why he's like a bench player that was starting. Like, that's where he comes into hand in those games. Like, Grimes is not going to have the defensive ability he has, even though, like, Bullock is not, like, the greatest defender in the world. He's just, like, he's a good defender. Not. He's just a good defender. He's not great. He's not elite, but he's a good defender.
And he's a defensive upgrade over Evan Fournier, who is not that good defensively, like you just admitted earlier. Yeah. And Evan Fournier is not even doing anything on offense.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we're paying him $20 million.
And we're paying him $20 million.
That's the point that I wanted to get to. The point that I wanted to get to is Grimes is a defensive upgrade over Evan Fournier, right? Would y'all agree?
I don't know. We haven't seen him.
A good point. Touche.
Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest. I mean, he's set to be, but like the NBA defense and the defense in a real game, like from college, is different. Maybe
next year, maybe in a couple years when we start seeing them on the floor, then we can say that. But I mean, as a rookie, I just think that's a lot of pressure to put on this kid right now to be a rookie, to come off the bench and be that alpha defender on the opposing team's best player. We don't have that player right now.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be RJ. You know what I'm saying? RJ was supposed to be that dude. And if it's not going to be him, fine. I'm not putting all the pressure on him. But he's the one that said he wants to be a better two-way player. He's the one that said that. So it ain't me.
Yeah. Right. Paris Douglas said you need to readjust your scouting report. Grimes has the quick feet and wisdom. That doesn't mean he's going to be as good as a defender as Bullock. He's not going to replace that. That's all I'm saying. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Quentin Grimes, but that's just me just saying, like, a fact. Yeah, like, he's not. He really isn't. And I know Stephen Fox said
maybe I'm lost then. Maybe I'm lost because from what I saw in the preseason, I thought Grimes was a decent defender. Of course, we hadn't seen him play much.
I mean,
but
look who he was going against. I mean, I didn't really like. He wasn't playing in the preseason. I think he was playing in the summer league. Like, he didn't really play in the preseason too much because we really we were like running our full lineups. You remember everyone was complaining about the kids not playing in the preseason. So
the point is, Fournier is a better defender than Grimes.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what y'all saying. That's what I'm hearing.
No,
you're saying I'm hearing Uncle Fulio saying.
What I'm saying is the Knicks. What I'm saying is
that's what I'm hearing.
What I'm saying is the Knicks miss Reggie Bullock.
I'm gonna make sure I clip this and put it on Twitter.
I didn't say any. I didn't say anything about Quentin Grimes. You brought up Quentin Grimes.
I said Quentin Grimes is a better defender than Evan Fournier, and y'all said no. You can't assume that. That's what y'all said.
What I said is I don't know. That's what I said. I said I don't know because we haven't seen the kid play.
So you don't know Evan Fournier is. You don't know that Quentin Grimes is a better defender than Evan Fournier.
No, because we haven't seen Quentin Grimes play that much. There's no guarantee. Right. There's no guarantee that if you put Quentin Grimes.
I just caught the timestamp on this so I can clip it and put it on.
Okay, I got you. I'm
just saying, bro, because
take my word. You're gonna take my word out of context. I understand.
No, it's on video. It's a video, bro. I can talk.
Grimes helped us win a game already. When he helped us win a preseason game.
Okay.
Listen, I like the pick. I like the pick of Quentin Grimes. I just don't think as a rookie right now he's at that point where he can defend night in and night out against NBA players. He's not at that level yet. There still has to be some time where he can play a little bit more. I believe he eventually will get to that level. I'm very optimistic about him. But you're not telling me you're putting Quentin Grimes in there and our defense is all of a sudden going to go back to what it was last season. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, so, but Uncle Folio, listen. You cut me off when I was trying to express my point.
Sorry.
My original point was that the Knicks need a third and fourth defender on the floor with R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle. And I believe if you put Grimes on the floor and maybe another defender, you won't see RJ and Julius get beat like they have been getting beat. When you put two dudes on the floor and everybody and the other three are suspect. I'm calling Mitch suspect right now because Mitch is not in shape and he's dealing with some foot stuff. So he's a shell of himself. I'm not saying that Mitch is a bad defender. I'm just saying that Mitch is hobbled right now. And the other two dudes are historically bad defensively. You have never in your life heard Tom Thibodeau run out the worst defensive unit of all time. You have never heard those two things go together until Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker got in. And instead of mentioning that, we point the finger at R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle, which to me screams of ill-tempered Knicks fan wanting to point the blame at somebody. That's what it feels like to me. Now maybe I'm wrong and maybe I don't understand basketball, but I know RJ Barrett and Julius Randle played on a great defense last year with the same coach. You take away two dudes, bring in two other dudes, and all of a sudden it becomes the worst defense historically of all time. And you and others want to point the finger at RJ Barrett and Julius Randle.
No,
and not the new additions.
No. I am pointing the finger at the new additions. That's why I mentioned Reggie Bullock from last season, who was a subtraction, right? And Evan Fournier was an addition. I am pointing the finger at them. I'm not basing this everything on RJ Barrett or Julius Randle. I think as a collective, our defense is bad. But I'm gonna go off something that you said. You said that the Knicks need to surround Julius Randle and RJ Barrett with two other defenders, right? So that they can, I guess. So the blame doesn't get. I'm trying to figure out that.
So they can play as a good defensive unit.
All right, now hold that thought. What was it last season? Do you think that the Knicks had that kind of lineup last season?
What type of lineup? A defensive lineup?
Yes, a defensive lineup. Do you feel like the Knicks had that last season with Julius Randle and RJ Barrett as starters?
Yes, but here's the thing. Here's the reason. Not because Reggie Bullock is elite, but because you had a unit that played together defensively. Not because Reggie Bullock is not Kawhi Leonard. Let's get this whole stupid narrative.
Yeah,
Reggie Bullock is the reason why the defense was good.
Yeah, don't forget EP.
Yeah, and Elfrid Payton was Gary Payton. Come on, bro.
Come on, that's hyperbole, Freezy. That's hyperbole. No one's saying anything like that. That's hyperbole, Freezy.
We're not saying he's elite.
No one is saying anything like that. You're trying to turn it into something else.
No, we're alluding to those guys, those two guys leaving is the reason why the defense is suffering, as opposed to thinking if you put two more defenders, regardless what their name is, two more defenders in the lineup with RJ and Randle, the defense may have maintained its level of defensive energy, or maybe even gotten better.
But hold on, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know you're saying like without saying the name, but you gotta give the names. Like,
yeah, who?
Bro, Reggie Bullock was ranked 18th in defensive ranking against small forwards last year.
Okay.
18th, and we act like he was something special. He was ranked 18th.
Hold on, no,
that's
Freezy.
Good.
But
that's
I'm going
good.
back to what you said. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to.
But RJ Barrett was ranked 5th, and Julius Randle was ranked 3rd. Those are facts. That's not opinion. Those are facts.
All right, I got you. I'm
not going to dispute that. On ESP. The source is on NBA.com, and y'all can check it. Y'all can check the defense.
No, I know what you're saying, but he's also going. I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, he did get beat like balls, but by a lot of guys that were like the best, like wings or whatever. Like he got outscored, but he like put a little pressure on them. Same thing for 3, yeah. But I just feel like he would have been better for that help. Like, I mean, you saying to add 2 names, I don't really think you got to add 2 names because I feel like IQ has been playing great defense throughout the season. He picks people up full court. How about you just run the same exact lineup you did last game at the end of games? You run IQ, D Rose, RJ, Taj, and Randall. I feel like they did great defensively and they have really good communication with each other. I feel like that would be fine to run again, especially because Taj is quicker than Mitch. So Taj can help out with that. And he was playing great defense. He was a plus 20, 22 last game. Like, they played great. So I feel like that will be something that we're going to see again, if anything, if it's a close game. Maybe we'll see that today, especially with Noel out. I don't really think you inserting Grimes into that situation. Like, he could get time, like, before the game, maybe, like, in increments, like a few-minute increments. But I don't really think his place is the end of the game. He's not. I don't think, like, rookies are not really being forced into that role yet until they get normal time during the game to, like, transition into the actual pace and the play of the NBA.
Right. I got you. But here's another part to it that we sleep on also. Last year when the defense was great, Noel was healthy, right? And Noel contributed a lot to that first unit defense. Would y'all agree to that?
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree.
So the thing is what I'm saying is the unit when the defense last year had more defenders available at Tibbs' disposal for him to have a good defense. This year, when you got Kemba Walker at the point of attack, bro, to start your defense. That right there should be enough to let people know that you can't just blame RJ and Julius Randle.
Freezy, but I don't want you to get confused saying I'm not blaming those 2 specifically. I think it's a collective, and I think it's primarily due to the additions that we made. But when you say that the Knicks are missing defenders like Nerlens Noel, who else are we missing from last season?
Mitch is not healthy. I just said that.
Okay,
I said Mitch is horrible.
So our centers, right? So that's one position on the floor. But right. Who else are we missing in that starting lineup to be a better team defensively? What are we missing?
Okay. So is my mic on? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because I just said to Uncle Fulio that when you have Kemba Walker at the point of attack, you can't blame RJ Barrett and Kemba Walker. No. But
you're not answering my question, Freezy. You keep talking about who we have. I'm talking about who we're missing. Who are we missing? Who are we missing?
Okay, I thought you meant what are we missing? Okay, I'm sorry. That's my fault, Uncle Fulio. I apologize.
It's obvious what we're missing. I'm going to know who we're missing specifically because we keep referencing last season and how good of a defensive team we were last season. This season, we're not the same team defensively, obviously. And you keep saying we're missing people in the starting lineup. You mentioned 2 of our bigs, right, which play the same position, the 5. Right. But who else are we missing? If it's not going to be Kemba, and it's not going to be Evan Fournier.
According to Paris Duggar, Grimes is better than RJ. That's what he said in the chat. So probably you should play Grimes over RJ, I guess. I don't know. Like, Freezy, who is that answer? Because there really isn't like a certain, like, if you're gonna say Grimes, okay, but Grimes is not gonna change your whole like defensive thing. Like, a rookie's not gonna change that unless he's a.
I mean, in my opinion, Grimes changes the dynamic. In y'all's opinion, Grimes is a rookie that don't know yet. He got to learn. He need more experience. That's what we getting, right?
I'm saying he's not at that level yet.
And that's your opinion. In your opinion,
yeah, he can
not at that level yet.
Okay. He can play, but he's not guard night in and night out. I don't think he's at that level where he can guard night in and night out the opposing team's best player. We don't have that player on this roster.
But Uncle Fulio, you also said 20 minutes ago that you don't know because you hadn't seen it. And right now, you just said, in your opinion, he can't do it. So I just want to know which one it is.
I'm saying I don't know. I legitimately don't know, but I'm not gonna bet on the affirmative. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know.
Okay. So it's wait and see.
Yes.
Okay.
And
okay. I'm back.
All right, but real quick, I'm gonna read what people are saying in the chat. Hardwell said Bullock we still talking about Reggie. Stephen Fox said
because I ain't gonna
go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm tired of hearing about Bullock too, man. He wasn't the best defender.
Thank you, man.
You know, he wasn't the best, but if we did have him over Burke, if we had him over Burks, though, I feel like that.
He's best off the bench right now in his career.
He's best off the bench. He's just a body, man.
He's a body. He's best off the bench. He can guard 2s and 3s, maybe some 1s, but yeah. All right, go ahead.
Stephen Fox said Fournier is too good a shooter to be in a slump much longer. Once he starts hitting his shots and plays better defense through communication and reps, people will back off. Kemba's washed on defense. I agree. And I do think that, like you're talking about communication, the one thing I've been talking about too, communication on this team has been horrible. Just look at the game, not this game versus the Pacers, but look at the one versus the Cavs the first time and the Pacers the first time. Randall and Mitch have had horrible communication with each other on who to switch on. When Miles Turner was getting left on threes, when Evan Mobley was getting free drives, and the team in general has just been off communication-wise. But I think they did a better job last game, and I hope that continues. A stop video said Reggie was guarding the Devin Bookers and PG-13s of the world. Yeah, but they were killing him. Paris Duggar, Grimes is nowhere near RJ. Please just stop. The Public Enemy said if Mitch is injured and busts out another sneaker, Sims needs to play a center. I don't know how you guys feel about Sims, but I just feel like he looks a little too lost, like in certain increments. So I'd rather have Obi play at that 5, than Sims. What do you guys think?
You rather have Obi play at the 5 than Sims?
Yeah, like in a small ball lineup, than have Sims out there.
I disagree with that.
Like I have Sims like for a shorter amount, but like if we're playing him a good amount of minutes, then I don't know. I'll play him a few minutes just to see how he is, but like if he's just like messing, I'll put Obi in. But I'm not too like mad if he plays.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Sims at the 5 at times. However, like for offensive purposes, Obi's better at the 5. If you're thinking like offense.
Well, if you look at it from a production standpoint, but I think Jericho Sims is a better screener. Right,
Jericho
Sims
and rebounder.
He's a better rebounder. He's our best screener on the team.
Well, Taj is our best screener.
Yeah, Taj, but like, yeah.
Fundamentally, Taj.
And Randall's up there too, as far as screener is concerned.
When he does screen, yes. When he does.
Yeah.
When he does.
Yeah, he puts a big body on them.
He's a big body, yeah. He's strong.
How about Tibbs just start using Knox or trade him? I mean, he's probably gone, to be honest. There's no way he's here. Hardwell says he's right. Tibbs' strategies help defense, and the big has to be healthy. Look how Mitch leaves his man to help all the time. Yeah, Mitch has been doing that a decent amount. I mean, he's been injured, and he's been falling a lot. He's been injured during games. So he has a little excuse, but at the same time, that's where the communication comes in hand. But then the help messes it up. What's up?
My fault, not to cut you off or doing anything. Damn, is he he's a cops behind me. Do you think that the team should, because the defense has been looking horrible, do you think that the team should much rather give up 2s instead of 3s? Because it looks like we're getting beat regardless. So it seems like we much rather, like, it seems like Tibbs scheme has been to, give up the 3 instead of the 2. Do you think the team should much rather just give up the 2 instead of the 3?
No.
I feel like there's no reason, because I mean, people don't shoot as well from the 3-point line. I mean, it's still like the hardest shot to hit, but that's where the help comes in, and that's why guys are being left open, because his scheme is, it's like for us on offense,
he collapses.
Yeah, we live and die by the 3, and we live and die by the 3 on the defensive end as well. It's like a continuous thing.
I would also like to add that the whole purpose, like we all know, the whole purpose of Tibbs' defense is to force long jump shots, right? But it makes it easier for teams to get wide open jump shots when you have easy penetration. So our guards and wings have to do a better job of preventing. And that's obvious. Our guards and wings have to do a better job of preventing guys from getting in the paint so easily and freely, because then you start putting yourself in those situations and it becomes harder to close out and to get up on your man so he can not have those wide open 3-pointers. Last season we did a phenomenal job of guarding against the pick and roll, preventing penetration up until the Atlanta series. But we did a phenomenal job the entire season. That was our MO, right? Force teams to take long jump shots. Taj Gibson, phenomenal pick and roll defender. Nerlens Noel, phenomenal pick and roll defender. This year has been a little bit different because Noel hasn't been there, like Freezy alluded to, and our guards and wings are just getting beat off the dribble. They're just getting beat off the dribble, and so it makes it a little bit harder to run that style. So if we prevent that, I believe our defense can work and come together. We're still going to struggle a little bit, not be as good as last year, but I think it can work. It can work as long as guys quit getting beat off the dribble.
Yeah, I think the defensive thing is overrated, bro.
As far as
I think it's just a talking
Freezy,
point.
but we in the bottom 20 to 25 on defense.
Yeah,
no, we're not
horrible.
No, we're not. We rank right now at the moment. We rank 16th.
Really?
I mean,
and what?
Yeah.
And what's that? What's that? Points per game?
Yeah, and points per game. And right now, and here's another thing I want to talk to y'all about too, just real quick.
Go ahead.
In field goal percentage, against the Knicks rank 5th. So teams have the 5th lowest field goal percentage against versus the Knicks. So I think sometimes we take these narratives, bro, and just run with it, man.
You think we're a good defensive team, Freezy?
No, I know. I think we are an improving defensive team.
Okay.
So because you couldn't get much worse than we were, right?
Our defensive rating is 24. Yeah, our points allowed is 16, but our defensive rating is 24, which is horrible.
And okay. And so the defensive rating takes into account points per game, right?
Yeah, it takes like
100 possessions or something like that.
Yeah. It's because defensive rating is a formula of points per game and a whole bunch of other stuff. But what I'm telling y'all is this defense makes teams miss shots. It does.
That's the purpose of it.
Right. So we make teams miss shots, but our weaknesses, like we can't end possessions. Like we don't defensive rebound well to close out possessions.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Our defensive rebounding, by the way, is 26 not 17th in the league. So it got better than before. It was like at 20 something. Yeah.
And so we are improving as a unit. What happens is when we say these things, and listen, I know you guys are smart enough to understand where y'all going when you bring these things up. But when we say it in a vacuum, I think people think that we just give up a lot of shots and such and such and such and such. But
we give up a lot of penetration.
Yeah, we're 30th. We're 30th in three-pointers allowed, and we're 28th in turnovers. Like we don't really like force too many teams at turnovers, and our steals are like at 26.
Right. And our defensive rebounding. So we don't get. There are a lot of things that go into it, but when it comes to a Knicks player defending an opposing team's player and making them miss shots, we are 5th in the NBA, 5th best in the NBA. And that's not my opinion. That's fact.
The opponent field goal percentage, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right. You said one-on-one. You said one-on-one, and then you mentioned the team stat. I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
No, I said when a Knicks player guards an opponent's player and forces him to miss shots, we're the 5th best as a team. Because 5 people don't shoot the ball at once, Uncle Julio. Only 1 player shoots the ball at a time.
Gotcha. But the stat that you mentioned was a team stat. I'm trying to understand where you're going with this. I don't understand where you're going. You mentioned player, then you mentioned team. So
right, because 5 people at a time, 5 people don't shoot the ball at once, bro. One player shoots the ball at once.
I got you,
but that is the team stat.
But that's a team stat. It's not just one player on the floor.
But it because it's okay. All right, I got you. I understand what you're saying. So basically, the opponent's field goal percentage don't matter.
It does matter. It does matter. But I'm trying to understand where you're going. You mentioned an individual. You mentioned a player. You said player. That's singular. And then you mentioned a team stat. So I'm trying to understand where you're going with it. I'm not saying the Knicks defense is terrible.
Because it's not a one-on-one game, bro. It's 5 dudes playing at the same time.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
So what I'm getting at is the defense is improving over time from game to game. Like the defense once was atrocious, and it's slowly making its way back towards respectability. is what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is my point is that Tom Thibodeau is figuring this thing out with the guys that we have, but we have to allow time for this team to gel and get better. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna just read what people have been saying in the chat because there's been a lot of messages, so I'm gonna just see. Stephen Fox said before, shout out to Go Six Trade for the stat. Kemba has a career losing percentage of 57% for games he started, and D Rose has a career winning percentage of 56% for games he started. It's an interesting stat. The Public Enemy said Grimes is a better defender than Burks. I said this before. I wouldn't mind if he plays over Burks sometimes if he's having a really bad night. For small increments, like I said, I wouldn't play him at the end of games, but I would just let him play a few increments, just to get a feel for the game, and then if he's ready, then he could be in there at the end. See what else they're saying. Just went ahead. Y'all clamor at all the other rookies in the game. Nah, let me stop. Sims has to play. That's the only way rookies are going to learn. Yeah, that's why I said I don't mind him playing. But I just feel like we might be the better situation. But I'm fine with him playing a few minutes and just get him his feet wet.
Obi's defense has improved, though. I think that's important to point out. Obi's defense is much better than what it was last season. Him and IQ. Thibodeau.
Yeah, him and IQ.
Facts. Obi moves way better laterally.
Oh yeah.
Way more active too.
Terrible communication on switches. Exactly. Our communication just needs to get better in general. It's so bad. I don't see anyone communicating except last game.
Not vocal, yes. Only one is Taj, yo.
Oh.
Maybe Rose, maybe Kemba, but only one is Taj that talks. These guys don't talk, yo.
D Cooler says since Randall thinks he's a PG, play him at the small forward and OB at PF. If Ben Simmons can play PG, Randall can play small forward. Nah, I don't think that would be the best. Gotta take away threes. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all scared to trade? All of our losses came from threes. That's what we said. We said we live and die by the three in the winning way and in the defensive way. That's just how we operate, and that's the same exact thing that happened last year. How are we gonna get a small forward? I'm not gonna lie, I love Obi, but if I can move him Fournier and a couple of picks for Jeremy Grant, I'm doing it. I remember that when he was they asked to trade for him last year, the Celtics, they asked for 3 first-round picks, so I'm not doing that.
You do know if he gets traded here, he's starting more than likely.
I agree.
So I don't know who get moved out.
Hardwell said they figured it out though. Now we have to have better wing defenders. Mitch can last. Tibbs plays players too many minutes to play great defense. Use your players, Tibbs. I don't think he really plays this season, especially. I don't think he's been overplaying people. That's the thing. You guys would agree, right? Last year he overplayed everyone, but that's also because we had a lack of players. This year he hasn't really been overplaying his players yet in the first 14 games. What else? Why can't Fournier play small forward? I mean, he kind of interchanges with RJ, so it doesn't really matter too much. RJ and Randall needs to be separated. Fournier and Kemba needs to be separate. I don't think they need to be separated. I mean, they could play in different
Fournier gotta
lineups.
go, bro.
Yeah, I've already said this before. I'm not a big fan of Fournier. So I mean, that was kind of well known before I said that. I was kind of mad, pay him $20 million, but I'm hoping he could prove me wrong. I'm not hoping that the thing I said before, the criticism that is going to continue happening. I hope he's going to show out, and if anything, they could use him as a trading chip. He has a contract you can trade for someone. What else? He said Jeremy Grant would shoot bricks at MSG. Just like Justin L said, we got 36 people watching. We actually got 40 likes right now, so I appreciate everyone. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to show some love. And make sure to check out Uncle Fulio, The Controversy. Check out Uncle Freezy. You already know Blowing Series. Make sure to check that out. Are you doing a thing today at Knicks at Night? Or a play, whatever it's called, a watch along?
Freezy's scared too, man. Oh my bad. Go ahead, Freezy.
So I've been I want to, man. But I'm working on I'm trying to get with Sub to figure out what do you want to do for Tuesday nights and Thursday nights. So I want to figure out, you know what I'm saying? So it's basically up in the air.
All right.
because him and Cully have this thing going on, and I don't want to trample it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out. I'm waiting to hear back from Sub.
All right.
So,
Fournier will emerge as a solid signing. I hope so. I mean, I'm not like he just can't be playing as bad as he is now. The Public Enemy said if the Knicks lose to the Houston Rockets, I'm gonna go crazy. They better have trades proposed the next morning. Man. Yo, salute my guy Nick G. Go ahead.
Everybody talking about the Rockets, not to cut you off. Everybody talking about the Rockets. What about tonight, yo? Yeah, tonight the Magic got a bad record too. They got 3-11.
3-11, I think, something like that.
Yeah, like come on. They got
we're about to go.
I'm worried about tonight.
Yeah,
that's what I'm really worried about tonight.
Nick G said, "Shout out to Nick G. He said, help the helper as a defense, or we'll give up threes, but it should take multiple rotations of the ball before the shot goes up. By that time, the shooting percentage should drop because late in the shot clock." Yeah, I agree. That is what we have been doing, but some teams either do horrible and then other teams just get left too wide open, and then they make like the Bucks. Like RJ was helping way too much, and then Grayson Allen got open. They were paying attention too much to Giannis, which makes sense because they're gonna double Giannis, but everyone was paying too close attention to Giannis and not enough to everyone else.
So is that an RJ thing or a Tibbs thing?
It's both. Because RJ, like if he did it a few times, he needs to know that he can't help as much, and he was still continuing to do that. So that's
I'm worried if that's a coaching thing.
We lost to Orlando already, yeah, but we better not lose again. There's no way we should. Imagine our team if we signed DeRozan instead of Fournier. There was someone trying to argue with me. I'm not gonna say who it is, but on another show that DeRozan, that Fournier was an overall better player than DeRozan. Just still like crazy to me. Terrible, because he's not.
Terrible.
I personally wanted DeRozan over him if we did sign one or the other.
Bro, Leon Rose wasn't getting. Leon Rose
literally an MVP candidate right now.
Leon Rose ain't savvy enough to go get to sign a DeMar DeRozan, bro.
And you know what? Another funny thing is he's shooting his career high in threes, and he's shooting like 2.5 threes per game.
Yeah,
so how much more spacing do we need? And he's a mid-range guy, so how much more spacing do we need? But I'm gonna leave that alone.
That system. You know what it is too? It's coaching, man.
Billy Donovan has been great, by the way. Shout out to Billy Donovan. He's been doing great with his rotations.
Right.
And he's using Io really well. Io's a rookie. He's technically playing the role that Grimes would play if he was playing sitting in the corner, shooting threes when he gets the chance and like grime me on defense. No pun intended,
man.
But yeah.
Yeah, man. But and the Bulls front office have been savvy this offseason, pulling off the Lonzo,
Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
I wanted Lonzo, but apparently he was trash.
Yeah, our front office ain't did nothing. Our front office is Inspector Clouseau.
Well, we still have flexible contracts.
Yeah,
nothing about no Leon Rose.
That's the only positive.
Nothing about Leon Rose.
Nah, but I'm not gonna throw shots at him. But this is technically like his going into his third year because he came in 2019, so he's like 2 years left, right? Or a year.
So when is he gonna do that move that everybody was expecting the Mafia Don to do? The Mafia Don he did nothing. You know what I'm saying? We went into the draft. Everybody know we needed a point guard. Tyrese Halliburton was the obvious pick, and we picked Obi Toppin. I love you, Obi.
He's getting ready to trade the highest paid guy. That's what that was about.
Yeah.
Randall made the most at that time, didn't he? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. He made like 20.
Yeah, so
I think him and Vogel were basically the same. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was thinking of. He's thinking about getting rid of the highest paid.
Can I say something about Obi Toppin though? Because we were talking about this on NBK.
Yeah, but go ahead. You got it.
About Tom Thibodeau, he said something about Emmanuel Quickley in the post game in the press conference. He said that he was looking at Emmanuel Quickley the entire time while Emmanuel Quickley was in college or whatever the case may be.
Yup, I heard that too. I watched it.
I know that a lot of people, and I know I did myself, felt like, why did they draft Obi Toppin? It just didn't seem like it made sense to me. But now with the way Obi Toppin's playing right now, I kind of have an idea, and it kind of makes sense to me based on the kind of coach Tom Thibodeau is. He's just a guy who loves to build players up. Right, just build players up. Even though Obi Toppin may have been limited defensively, right? He's so athletic that I felt like Thibodeau felt at the time that he can be able to do something with a player like that because he's coachable, that he can be able to coach him up and build him into this player that he is now. And he's still growing. He's still improving. I think that in a few years, Obi Toppin is going to be much better than what he is now. But, look at the defensive strides he's made under Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah. I feel I mean, I was fine with Obi if he I didn't want to trade off for Obi, but I was fine if he fell to us. I only wanted LaMelo in that draft. I said it like a million times. But in general, like I wasn't a fan of Tyrese Halliburton, but I feel like if Tibbs like was really picking that one, like he would have been looking more at Tyrese, especially because we needed a PG and he's a defensive guy, and Devin Vassell too. They're both like defensive. Like Devin Vassell is doing great right now. Like he's actually doing good now, and then Tyrese Halliburton is still doing good now. So I feel like that would have made more sense for him, in general. Because I heard he said the Quickly thing is when he wasn't even a coach for the Knicks and when he was just off there, like he's still close to what Worldwide West, that he's like, oh, look at this Quickly kid. He plays for Kentucky and he makes all the big shots and he reminds me of some of the guys we had on the Bulls. And then he says like I started watching him, I liked him, so when it went to the draft, like we all knew who it was.
But that little relationship, what he said about Worldwide West and Leon Rose, like these guys have relationships dating back years. You know what I'm saying? So I know on the surface, it's like, well, maybe Thibodeau and Leon Rose in the front office have a little bit of a disconnect, with the Reggie Bullock thing, Tibbs wanting Bullock and all of that. But to be honest, from what I'm understanding and the way, like what I'm watching now, it feels to me like all those guys are on the same page. Like Leon Rose, Tibbs, and Scott Perry are all on the same page, and Tibbs actually signed off on wanting Obi, even though he's a limited defender. Emmanuel Quickly, he just said what he said about Emmanuel Quickly. So I believe Tibbs is just a part of his front office and making decisions as anyone else.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like we kicking our own selves in the butt, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you had Randall as your best player. And then instead of going out and getting a position of need, because at the time, the position of need was point guard. We had cut Elfrid Payton.
He could have instantly started.
Right. He could have. At the time, remember, we cut Elfrid Payton, and we were rumored to be in the mix for Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Ricky Rubio, Jeff Teague, all those guys that our front office, and our front office couldn't get any of them, and so they had to go and beg Elfrid Payton to come back.
And think about it too. You could have drafted a better replacement than Elfrid Payton. He's literally like he plays the same exact defense as, like probably better defense than Elfrid Payton. And he's young and he could shoot and he could do all this, like rebound the ball, and he has a high IQ. Like you could have done that.
Right. You could have traded back and got Cole Anthony and still had more assets.
Let me ask this question. I listen, I totally hear what you guys are saying. You guys are totally right. I feel the same way. Right. But let me ask this question and think about, this is all hypothetical, obviously, and hindsight 2020. But Obi Toppin coming into that draft at that 8th spot, he was the best player on the board, left over. He was the best player on the board at the time. Right. Number one. Number two, he was a National Player of the Year in college. Right. And what if they weren't sold on Randall at that point?
Yeah, that's the thing that doesn't, like, if they did that and then they traded Randall, like that would have made sense. But them not doing it just didn't make sense.
Right.
But I was so clear. Like I was waiting up to the season start, and I'm like, how is Randall still on the team if they drafted Obi? Because it just doesn't connect. Like it just doesn't make sense to me at all.
What if Quickly is this point guard that we've been waiting for, that we're talking about right now? What if that's the case?
Well, I wouldn't be mad. But here's the thing, Uncle Folio. For one, just because you're sliding,
that'll be great.
Because just because you're sliding at 8 don't mean you have to pick at 8. You could either trade up or trade back.
Right.
Right.
I got you.
And to a starving fan base like ourselves, who have been through all these different messes and things, we want a front office to establish a clear direction and communicate it to us, so that we can go along for the ride. Right. Don't tell us that, that Obi was the best player on the board. You would have picked him if he was picking 4th, when you already had Julius Randle, and then Julius Randle made the All-Star team at Obi position. And now Obi's growth is being stunted because you have a guy in front of him, but you knew the guy was going to be in front of him anyway. And now you have the dilemma of, well, how do we play Obi and Randall together? You know what I'm saying? When you could have had Cole Anthony or Peyton Pritchard or Desmond Bain or anybody after that 8th pick.
Desmond Bain though was in the like 20s, so you could have still drafted him with the 33rd pick. But my point though at 8 was you could have traded back though, Duke. That's what I was getting at. Any of those guys that I mentioned, Devin Vassell went 11
in the trade back. Yep.
Tyrese went 10.
Then he went
11 or 12.
Denny Avdia went 9. I think he would. Last season we could have used someone like Denny Avdia. I would have liked him on the team.
Nah, he wasn't really the best last season. Like now,
he was a rookie. He was a rookie.
Well, he also got hurt. So, but he He was looking solid, yo. But yeah, go ahead. I mean, he would have been a good pick.
He's not really a point guard. That's the thing. Like he's labeled as a point guard, but he doesn't really
like
play
a point forward type of.
No. I was just talking about Denny idea as far as his contribution to the team. I'm not talking about point guard. I mentioned Denny because I felt like, as from a contribution standpoint, he would have definitely contributed to the team last season.
Right.
Because Obi wasn't giving us anything on offense, not much on offense, and defensively, we already know about
that. But he would have been a piece to the puzzle.
Denny has turned.
Well, if you're looking at if you're looking at defenders, you had Devin Vassell that was there too.
Yeah, Vassell. Yeah.
You had Devin Vassell that was available.
I don't blame them on Cole Anthony just because, like, I was worried just because of his injury. Because he did face injury, and his coach was like saying bad stuff about them. So, I mean, it made sense for why we wouldn't go for Cole Anthony, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I wasn't gonna be surprised if we got him.
And the thing with Cole Anthony coaches, everybody knew Roy Williams was washed. After that season was over, Roy Williams retired because he was washed up. He misused Cole Anthony. He misused Nasir Little the year before, and it's or 2 years before that. It was a whole bunch of. But anyway, my point is, the front office, with their big reputation, has not made the moves that we thought they were going to make. The only move that they made that we thought made sense was a move that any front office, USA, would have made. Trading a second round pick for a former MVP.
Yeah.
Any front office would have traded a second.
That was the best thing he's done so far.
Right, but
it was a steal though. That was great. You can't lie about that.
Great. Yeah, no, I'm just saying
any front office would have did that though, Uncle Fool. Any front office would have did that. It's not like you had to be a genius to do that.
If you could trade DSJ and a second round pick for Derrick
for a former MVP, what front office wouldn't have done that?
And he just averaged 18 that season too.
Well, Freezy, I get what you're saying, but at the time the Knicks were in a position to do, like, you still have to be able to pull that off. Yes. No, not a lot of teams were in that position where they could be able to just give up a second round pick.
And they was
in a second round.
They also did him right too because he wanted to come to the Knicks.
A championship team.
It was the Clippers and the Knicks to him. He said the Knicks.
I mean, I'm just saying, give him some credit for pulling that off. Not a lot of teams is going to be.
I ain't giving this front office credit for nothing, bro.
I'm with you. Hey, Freezy, listen.
One last minute
I want the Knicks to be aggressive. I always want them to be aggressive with trades and free agency and like that. So I don't disagree with you much on this, but I'm still the jury is still out. We got to wait and see. You know what I'm saying?
I just because at the trade deadline, and HadukenSharon can attest to this. At the trade deadline, we basically waited 48 hours with bated breath for the Knicks front office to do something.
Yeah, I thought they were going to get Lonzo.
And the move that they made was trade Iggy Davis.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna trade. We a playoff team struggling at point guard. We trying to get the playoffs, and instead of going out and showing up the point guard position, you're gonna trade Iggy.
And Terrence Ross was somehow still on the Magic.
Right? What would we do?
The Magic and the Bulls had a whole fire sale, and we didn't get no part of it.
Right, and
Aaron Gordon. I wanted Aaron Gordon, not to cut nobody off. My fault, Freezy. I wanted Aaron Gordon. That's just I like he's a good defender. He's athletic. He on the Nuggets balling. That's what I'm saying. We need it. We need that switchable defender. We need something, man. We need something.
Yeah,
Kelly, at the trade deadline.
Last point.
The Boston Celtics. The Celtics gave up 2 second round picks for Evan Fournier. Yeah, we couldn't give up 2 second round picks. We got 1,000 of them.
Yeah, right. We could have exactly. We could have got.
I'm not gonna lie. We could have done that, but at the same time, we got like 2 second round picks for getting him with the contract. I mean, I guess so. I mean,
we had the buyout. We had the buyout market. We didn't take nothing from there. We didn't do nothing.
The thing with that is, I just don't think they wanted to come to New York, to be honest. I don't blame. Dwayne Dedman went to the Heat, who just went to the finals, and then everyone else went to the Nets or the Lakers. So it made sense to me. But that's it with this topic. Unless you got like one last thing to say, because
that's it. I think we covered it all.
We're gonna go over the Magic, but I'm just gonna salute to Greenhouse, salute to you, and Crow Noor. Shout out to you guys. Got 40 people watching. Make sure to smash that like button. I appreciate you guys for staying on. They were saying Quickly's time in the weight room has had a huge impact to IQ's defense. I agree, Stephen Fox. The Knicks definitely need a guy who can't shoot. Talking about Obi, the pick with Obi. That's a problem because we didn't have Randall in our plans. We drafted the right guy for the last 2 years, Paris Douglas said. Obi is great. He can be our exit strategy for Randall. I really don't. Like, when people say that, I don't really see Obi anymore as, like, a true replacement for Randall. Because they're just two completely different players. To be honest,
Obi is not Randle right now. Obi is nowhere near Julius Randle right now. Yeah. You're not taking Julius Randle off this team and putting Obi in there and expect us to get the same production, the same amount of wins. The Knicks might even
unless you're getting someone back like that's a good young player.
Obi is Obi right now. That's all.
The Knicks are back in the lottery if they get rid of Julius Randle right now. They're back in the lottery. Yes, we're back in the lottery.
What would number? I don't know. Let me see. This two White Falcon keeps saying you guys are scared to trade for PG. We're not scared. It's just not happening. If D Rose went to the Clippers, he would have won last year's ring if Kawhi didn't get hurt. We need this dude. White Falcon is funny. Go get Dallas pick, but they 9-4. No, the thing is, this Dallas pick is for next year, so be happy. It's not this year. Julian Blum, I'm not gonna do the live game. That's too much for me. I had class early. I'm not gonna do the live game.
He's got a life. He's got a life. No, let me stop.
Nah, I gotta watch on my own because I be cursing and stuff. I'm not doing that. Plus, just make sure to check out like Guillermo and Freezy when they do it because that's where I be at. So I can't really like just watch on my own. I don't really got the time for that. But yeah, let's go over the game for tonight real quick. Gonna post it up right now. You see it right there. This
Duke, I'm a bounce, but I'll see y'all later.
All right, I'm gonna catch you. Appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a bounce too, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, bet.
All right, brothers. Y'all be easy.
Thanks, Hadouken. Thanks,
No
Cully.
problem.
Appreciate y'all, man.
No doubt, brother. You be easy, man.
All right, bet. Cully, you leaving too?
No, I'm here.
All right,
I'm going mute because I got music in the background.
But let me just decrease this. But everyone in the chat, I'm just gonna go quickly about the Magic. And then we're gonna dip out after that. But real quick, we're gonna go through the Magic. I'm gonna increase the screen real quick so you guys see it a little bit more. I'm gonna put it to the bottom. Put this up here, right here. But yeah, I'm gonna put it right here. But yeah, drop down your predictions in the chat. I'm just gonna go over the key right here. This is the last matchups. These are the last two matchups we had against them. We lost we won the first matchup by 25 points, and then the next game we played them back to back. Basically, we lost by 6 points, and this was because everyone was doing trash. RJ had a terrible game. Randall had a terrible game. It was just not a good overall game in general. The game charts for this game, season averages per game. The Orlando Magic are just under 100 points per game, and we're at 108.4, so we clearly have an advantage. Rebounds are basically the same. Assists are basically the same. Steals and blocks, you could say, are the same too, but they average more turnovers than us, and they shoot poorly from the field. They shoot 42%, and they shoot below league average from the three-point line. Everything else is basically the same. Our leading blocker is currently Mitchell Robinson. Theirs is Mo Bamba, who's actually having a good year this year, finally looking like he's worth maybe that top 5 pick in that 2018 draft. 2018, was it 2018? I think it was 2018 or 2017. Julius Randle is leading in our assists, while they have Cole Anthony, who's having a career year. He's averaging 5.6 assists as well as 20.2 points per game. It says that Wendell Carter is averaging basically 10 rebounds per game so far, but Cole Anthony has been averaging like 6 to 7, which is crazy. Randall's our leading scorer. He's also our leading rebounder and assister, just kind of like last year. But all in all, I think this game should be ours. I do not think we should lose this game. I think everyone in the chat is going to get pissed off if we lose this game because this is definitely ours. Frederick said 999 to 88 Knicks. We need wing defenders, DeAndre Ayton. The public enemy. That DeAndre Ayton situation is going to be interesting. I really don't know which team he's going to go to because he wants that 5-year max. I feel like he might go to a trash team. You never know. He might imagine they do this. Imagine they do a sign and trade with him and Cat. So Cat gets to play with Devin Booker. That's something I think that may happen. You feel me?
Wish we would be part of a big trade like that or something.
That would be crazy to play with his best friend Booker. You never know. If right. Worst comes to worst. Cully, salute, bro. I said salute earlier. Oh, you in the chat. I see. We got to get them back tonight 100%.
Wait, I'm right here.
Yeah, no, because you said salute to him in the chat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, drop your prediction. D. Cooler said 117-104 Knicks. Fournier stepping up tonight. He said put some respect on his name. Okay. C-Mac said, I got Cole Anthony going for 30, Terrence going for 20, and Hadouken crying in the bathroom when RJ goes 3 for 20 from the field and gets killed back. Okay, bro, C-Mac, come on, bro. C-Mac, you can't be saying that, bro. C-Mac, I thought you were an RJ fan. Yeah,
I
Rip
agree.
Young Dolph. Rip Young Dolph.
I
I
agree
didn't
with
really
C-Mac.
listen to him, but rip to him. I saw it earlier. Keep him and his family in your prayers. I need another trade. Continue what you were saying.
No, I agree with C-Mac. I got him going for 30. I don't got Barrett having a bad game, but I got Cole Anthony going for 30. I got Mobama having a good game too.
Yeah, I think RJ's going to have a good game, to be honest, this game.
RJ going to have a stellar game, maybe 15 to 17. That's what I see. I don't know.
I think he'll have 20. I'll say 20.
So. I don't know.
20. I don't like doing predictions anymore because I feel like it's just a jinx. So I'm not even.
It is a jinx. I mean, we usually jinx the Knicks to win though, so I don't know. I don't know. We usually call wins. Yeah, I guess I'll stop doing it too.
Yeah, but anything else you want to say about the game? What do you think is gonna happen? Do you have any key things for the game? I know.
Just play. I mean, help defense, play defense the best. I would hope they would, watch Mobamba on second chance points. The Magic. I mean, not the Magic, but we're not very good with second chance points, if I'm not mistaken. So, watch the second chance points. Rebound. I think rebounding is key for us too. Those points mean a lot. Those second chance points, and I really don't know what to say. I mean, everything else is pretty much clear as day. Everything that we need to fix, like the defense is just horrible. So I would hope, they let guys play one-on-one, man. That collapsing stuff doesn't work all the time. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work that well for us, at least.
Yeah.
Guys are wide open in the three, just killing us. Pause. Killing us.
I agree. We definitely got to play good defense this game. Even though they average below 100 against us, they've been doing they don't score more than the most they scored against us was 110. But at the same time, we're not scoring as much, and our guys have had trouble. So I'm hoping that Fournier, RJ, and Randall can get their offensive game up, get themselves into a flow before this tough weekend stretch of games that's going to start on Sunday. We got the Rockets next, but after that, we have a crazy slate of West Coast games that is really going to test us as an overall team. So I'm hoping they start picking it up in the defense. I hope the starters look great, and I hope the bench looks great. So really hoping that we win this game. I think we need to win this game and the Rockets game 100%. The Rockets are on like an 11-game losing streak right now, so we cannot lose to them at all. Like, please, that we're literally going to get clowned, and this is going to be depressing to watch.
Oh, man, we're going to get clowned, yeah.
Yeah, and let me actually see what the standings are right now as I'm here. You see it right here where it's dumb. The Wizards are 10-3, which is crazy to me. The Wizards are doing good. We're starting to get up a little there, but I mean, I feel bad for. I mean, I don't really feel bad, but Philly was doing really good, and then Embiid got protocols. Don't say the C word. Protocols, and they've been doing bad.
Maxi's playing all right though.
Yeah, he's been playing good, but look
he's
at
balling,
this.
man. But yeah,
Magic are 2-8 in the last 10. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and then when we play the Rockets are on a 12-game losing streak. They only won one game, so we better not lose to any of them. But yeah, that's basically it for today. I appreciate all of you for watching. I appreciate the predictions. We went to 40 tonight. We're reaching new goals, and we hit 200 subs. So I definitely appreciate everyone for watching. The streams are only gonna get better from now on. There's gonna be no limit. So shout out to everyone that's watching. Shout out for everyone that's gonna watch on replay, because I always get a lot of people watching on replay and dropping comments. Make sure to always drop comments in the replay, because I always check it out. It's a good way to spread it out and support. Make sure to do what's up here. You already know. Make sure to like and subscribe if you are enjoying the show. And please, please, please turn on that notification bell, because a lot of people don't turn it on and then they miss out. So I really hope you guys click that, all that good stuff. But I appreciate everyone in the chat. I'm going to shout you guys out. White Falcon, Crown Newer, Paris Duggar, Stephen Fox, of course. The Public Enemy, Andrew K. I appreciate you, Andrew K. You were in here before the thing even started. Cully, of course. C-Mac. Everyone. Just shout out to everyone. We still got 30 in here. Yeah, I saw Paris Duggar. He didn't kill KD. He really killed mainly Kyrie. Because KD, if he was on the Knicks right now, KD's like Curry's not gonna get all those MVP votes. I'll just say that. But yeah, Eric Surreal, you too. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I'm gonna end it off in 30 seconds. Just want to appreciate you guys. We're at 44 likes. Try to hit 50 if you guys haven't already. Just look down. Now we at 45. I really appreciate you guys. Only gonna go up from here. I'm gonna try to. I don't know. By next time, I might keep it at the same setup, but I'm gonna start to add a little more into it and make it look a little different. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Swagger like Wagner, a little Big Mike salute, and nah, I'm not having Wagner. Peace out, guys. Appreciate you guys.
All right, bro.
Catch
you
y'all
easy,
later.
man.
Peace.